Live from the Permian Basin's 24-hour news leader, this is Big 2 News.
All's quiet in Waco after a tragic day leaves investigators searching burned rubble for bodies. Good evening, I'm Becky Neighbors. 51 days into the standoff, cult members in Waco have done something no one expected. Just hours after the FBI tried to flesh out Branch Davidians with tear gas, cult members apparently set the compound ablaze. An hour later, there was nothing left. Officials say only 9 people of an estimated 90 inside the compound made it out. With the latest, here's Kim Zook.
All morning, tanks ram into the Branch Davidian compound. They release a non-lethal tear gas to try to force cult members out. Agents say they warned the cult before beginning the operation to give them a chance to surrender, but no one came out. Instead, agents say cult members fired 200 rounds at them, but authorities did not fire back. Agents say the tear gas was not flammable.
It is non-lethal, but it causes extreme discomfort. You can have certain symptoms of nausea. You can have certain symptoms of inflammation with regard to membranes, so it is extremely uncomfortable.
A little after noon, an incredible turn of events. The compound is on fire. In less than a half hour, it burns to the ground. Agents say at least some of the cult members make it out alive. Some of the wounded are taken for treatment, and 2 cult members in custody admit to authorities they started the blaze with torches. This morning's tear gas operation was supposed to be just another tactical maneuver by federal agents. The plan had been approved by the U.S. Attorney General, but the end result is not anything like they expected. Near Waco, Texas, Kim Zook for ABC News.
And with us now live from Midland is DPS Trooper Leo Arrieta, who spent time on the Mount Carmel perimeter as law enforcement backup. Thanks for joining us, officer.
Thank you.
After being so close to the situation, what's it like watching it end in devastation?
It's a lot of sorry felt feelings because of all the effort that all these agencies put forward and tried to save lives, and to end like this is a total tragedy as far as law enforcement is concerned.
Now, Trooper Arrieta, I understand you were stationed on an outer perimeter near vendors selling food and cult T-shirts. How could something that seemed to take on such an absurd quality end so tragically?
When you're dealing with somebody such as him, which is unstable, you wouldn't know what he would do from one thing to the next. He kept playing games with his attorneys and with the FBI. You wouldn't know what to do from one thing to the next. So to me, it didn't really surprise me that he went to that extreme, being the fact that we've met some people or confronted some people that were totally, we were unable to communicate. They were so set in their biblical ways that we could not communicate with them at all.
All right, one last question. As a lawman, have you ever seen anything like the deadly standoff near Waco?
I've been doing this for 10 years, and no, nothing like this. It's something unique, and I hate to say it, I was part of it. I mean, I'm part of history, and hopefully it'll never happen again, as long as I'm a law enforcement officer anyway.
All right, thank you. DPS Trooper Leo Arrieta for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.
We know how the situation in Waco developed, and we know how the ATF spent the past 51 days waiting for David Koresh to come out. But now that the crisis is over, how do people here in the Permian Basin feel about the outcome? Well, we hit the streets today to find most people are relieved it's all over.
It's over. We couldn't afford it, and I do hope the children weren't hurt. But I am glad it's over.
I thought initially they had handled it wrong, but I think time, as it wore on, they had to do something, and I think it just goes to prove that those people were kind of off balance and that they killed themselves. Sorry it had to end that way, especially with the children in there.
I'm just glad it's all over, because we can move on now.
I did hear about it, and I'm glad it's all over with, and I hope that none of the children that were inside were injured in any way with the fire, and that they did get out safely.
Federal agents in Waco are treating Mount Carmel as a crime scene. More details of the investigation will come later. Day one of sentencing in Curtis Purser's capital murder case. District officials say the state rested today after calling 15 witnesses. They'll hear from the defense tomorrow. The big question is, will he get life behind bars or the death sentence? Purser was convicted Saturday of killing Midland Church Secretary Brenda Branch in 1991. A Crime Stoppers tip has led to the recovery of thousands of dollars worth of handguns stolen 9 days ago from the Between the Walls gun shop in Midland. Tall City lawmen say at least 4 arrests have been made. The suspects, they say, are also responsible for the recent burglaries of a county gun shop and Midland Memorial Stadium. More details of the crimes and arrests will be released tomorrow. We've known all along that to get water to our area, we were going to have to pay for it, and the final payment is coming up in Midland. Today, the Midland City Council voted to increase water rates to help pay for the city's $14 million water sewer project. The project includes bringing water to Midland through the Lake Ivy pipeline to be constructed at the airport. For an average home using about 16,000 gallons of water a month, city officials say your water rate will go up about $3.70 a month. Midlanders will see the increase the first of next year after the council is expected to approve the rates through an ordinance in November. Now, the project will also rebuild the 40-year-old sewer system at the airport and connect it with the city. The proposal passed 5-1 with Councilman Jose Cuevas voting against it. A down day on the markets with the closing numbers. Here's Troy Anderson in the market today.
Down day on U.S. stock markets. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 11.6, finishing the day off at 3466.9. Volume on the big board was at 245 million shares. Looking at the NASDAQ Composite Index, down 3.75 to 663 even. Volume on NASDAQ at 223 million shares. Looking at the local picks, we got Parker and Parsley up an eighth to 22 3/4. Amoco was down a half to 58 3/4. Texaco down 1/2 to 64 1/8. Phillips Petroleum gained a half to 30 1/2, and Enroll Oil and Gas up a quarter to 39 even. Looking at the crude oil prices, May crude oil futures settled at $19.99 a barrel. That was down 15 cents from the previous day. For Big 2 News, I'm Troy Anderson reporting from the NASDAQ stock market.
And still to come on Big 2 News, organ donation. Have you thought about giving the gift of life? Mike Emanuel explores the need when Big 2 News continues.